All right. So today on the Shana Lashay Show, I am with the one and only my husband, Elroy Harris III, 15 years, 3 kids, and now also business partners in real estate.
Yes.
Take me back. Take me back to, obviously, you're from Florida. We met in Mars Hill, North Carolina.
Little old Mars Hill.
Little old Mars Hill University. Take me back to Orlando before I knew Elroy Harris III. You're the third that obviously played a role in your life, in your upbringing.
Well, that Elroy was a troublemaker back in the day.
Are we talking about the first, second, or third, or all?
We talking about all of them. No, just to be honest. But yeah, my upbringing played a major role in my life and turned me into who I am today. And I wouldn't take it back. In my younger years, I told myself that I would have taken it back. Like, well, I wanted to change my name and all that. But where I am today, you know, just growing up, we were taught different. I wasn't, I don't want to say supported. I was supported, but I was supported in a way of negative. You ain't going to do this. You're not going to be this. You're not going to be anything like your dad was. You know what I mean? I guess it was kind of like a reverse psychology role that they were playing. But just to also add into what hurts the culture today, is like giving love, showing love to another Black man is weak. Growing up, that's what it was. Like, you were soft. If you cared, if you wanted to see somebody succeed and do well, you were considered soft. Like, oh, that's soft. Like, you know, so, but the upbringing that I had was just what I needed to create who God made today, if that makes any sense.
So how was growing up in Orlando?
Fast. I'm from Eatonville, Florida, 1887.
Which is, by the way, the
oldest established Black community in America. Great names out of that location, me, myself included. But it was fast. Like, you really couldn't wait. Me being in the country parts of Eatonville growing up, because back when I was growing up, late 80s, early 90s, like, we had the Winter Park Mall, but that was it. And maybe the Central Florida Mall, but we didn't have cars. Like, you get on the city bus to get out there, you know, but it was fast. Like, there was no slow stepping your way up. Like, it was the fast train, and if you didn't catch the fast train, you got left behind. You know what I mean? Like, it was a sink or swim environment. It was an environment where you had to grow up fast. Like, I was in a lot of places that I should not have been in growing up at a very young age. You know what I mean? So I got to experience that life early and see things that I should not see at that young of age early, to where by the time when I was 18, I was done with trying to do certain things. Like, it wasn't I didn't see fun in that. I didn't see growth in that. I didn't see building in that. I saw you finding a spot to waste time and stay stuck in the time doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was fast life. And if you didn't catch the bus, you ain't catching the bus. You're going to walk the rest of the way.
So speaking of fast, your father, Elroy Harris Jr., played in the NFL for some years. And I know that's something that you had to try to live up to in a sense of, you know, pushing you, but also having like this thorn in your side, wanting to be something different and to set the tone for your own individuality. You ultimately chose family over sports. Take me back to that. Why? Take me back to, you know, that moment of making it so crystal clear that family was more important than what you seen other people associate with success.
Not having it directly. Does that make sense when I say not having it directly? I had family from my uncles, my grandma, everybody around the family. But in the household, obviously my mama was there, but to have that male and female adultness in the household, for me to have a father in the household, I thrived and I wanted it, and I wanted everything everything in my life to mean that no matter what is in front of us, I'm always gonna be here for my children and my wife. You know what I'm saying? Not having it to answer that question is what drove that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never had it. So
What do you feel like is a difference between, okay, you didn't have it,
mm-hmm.
and so you wanted to go have it or
mm-hmm.
create it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of people who didn't have it, they may want that, but they fall into the same cycles of generations back, knowing that what they want, they're not doing the change.
Mm-hmm.
What were those changes in your life to get what you ultimately wanted? I mean, because someone can say, hey, you had an opportunity to go to the NFL and you didn't take it.
Right.
Why would anybody choose that, right? Whereas you had a spiritual sense about a different purpose of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really didn't aspire to do sports. I wanted a father, like in my living room, in my kitchen. I wanted him here to teach me how to be a man, but I really didn't have that from my direct father. I got it from my uncles, cousins, the streets, like so many of these different things that taught me how to be a man. I didn't get it from a dad. So one thing that I always told myself is if I do, or when I do have children, they're going to be first, no matter what. And to your point, I did get a call from Canada to come play, and it was just like, oh, you just told me Journey was pregnant, or you were pregnant with Journey. And it was just like, well, this is what I said I was going to do, so this is what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? And I've always been a man of my word. I've always been true to it. I try not to say something that I can't or won't be able to do. You get what I'm saying? So that's what really drove all that. You know what I mean? Like the fact that I did not have it. Yeah, I have an athletic family and all that, but that didn't matter to me. Family did. You know what I mean?
Speaking of sports, I had to wear this interviewing you, my good find from Goodwill.
Come on.
Because of what basketball did for you.
Mm-hmm.
So take me back, you're 2 when you first pick up the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And the passion you had for this sport, but then later on told no by coaches because of your build, right? Mm-hmm. Explain that story, because you let a part of your dream die because of someone.
Yes.
And express to people how important it is to know something within you and allow that to supersede what any man.
That's good. So yeah, back when I was in the 11th grade, I've always played basketball. Like you said, basketball was my first love. That's my Uncle Lamar. Shout out, Unc. He is really the one that I want to say put a basketball in my hand. We was in Coffee Shores over at my granny's house, and I was dribbling or whatever. Not dribbling, I had handles back then, but I was dribbling or whatever. And then he taught me, boy, let me see, you got to stop. You got to bring your leg over to bring the ball through. Like, you so small, like you got, and I did it for the first time. And it was just like,
light bulb.
Hooked. Hooked. It's kind of like golf now. Hooked. Like, but
he don't like sports.
But look, that moment, that's when my love started for the game. And from that point on, being in where we were living at, you got a few things that you could do. You can go outside, you can go get in some stuff you can get in trouble for, or you can go play football with the boys, play hide and seek, cops and robbers, tag, whatever. Football, wasn't no golf, wasn't baseball, like we didn't do that, but you had to go do something active to stay positive. You know what I mean? But I fell in love with it, and then I got to high school, and I got tired of hearing all the naysayers saying I wasn't going to be this and wasn't going to be that, and got started playing football, built up with a lot of anger, and I was playing basketball too, so my coach at the time, he pulled me in the locker room and said, son, I want you to go in the mirror and look at yourself. Your father was an NFL player. You got the body of an NFL player. You can play possibly in the NFL if you work at it, blah, 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 but you do not need to be playing basketball. And I listened to it because what do I know? I don't have a father figure to tell me what to do, what I should be doing, right? So I listened to him and it worked out. Look at who I married. Like, look at my family. Look at my house. Like, you know what I mean? Look at all these things that I've asked God for that I have now, you know, so I'm not regretting anything that I've been through. But for anyone else that's got dreams and aspirations and just a passion for what it is that you're doing, don't ever let somebody else try to explain that you're a soccer player when you're a track athlete. You're a pianist when you write codes for Apple or whatever. No matter. Whatever it is in your heart and you have passion to do it, don't stop doing it because somebody else told you to stop. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what happened to me. But like I say, I don't regret anything that's in my life. Who knows what would have happened if had I kept playing basketball? Mm-hmm. There's no say so. But looking forward, right? Mm-hmm. When somebody comes up to you and say, "Man, you need to be playing wide receiver. You too slow to be or you too fast to be a offensive lineman." Well, if you're 6'6", 300 pounds, guess what? You could probably go play receiver, but I guarantee you ain't got to win like them little guys do. You know what I mean? Your knees is exposed all the time. You're 6 foot. You can keep going on and on and on. But the moral of it is, don't let someone tell you that this is what you're designed to do, because only one person knows what you're designed to do, and that's God.
So back in Orlando, 80s and 90s, obviously you had some situations where you could have been in trouble for, the long haul. Mm-hmm. And God, redirected you, mm-hmm. redirected friends. Mm-hmm. Where is a moment in your life where you know that putting your faith into faith over fear determined outcomes for you?
You want the truth or the lie? Because if you want the truth, it was just a few years ago.
I mean, I feel like this is something that happens.
No. I'm being 100 with you. Like, this is maybe 18, 19, year 18, 19. Obviously, I've lived with it, but to be tapped in and know, oh yeah, I follow God and He follows me. Like, my comfort is what I'm getting at. I've always lived this way. I even had a pastor when I was younger tell me, "Boy, you anointed," called me out of 50-something kids, out of everybody, and said, "God's got His hand on you." And who knows what that could have been? But He chose me. Why me, right? So yeah, unconsciously, I've always lived my life appropriate. I've tried to live my life appropriate, not fall into the society that I was in or what group of people or situations I'm in. I don't fall in them. I follow my way. Make sense? And it's just, I can't tell you when that took place. You know what I mean?
No. I'm not saying when's the moment you faith. I'm talking about there's moments when you're faced. Mm-hmm. You could go with faith or you could go with fear. Mm-hmm. You could have, you was around, drug dealers. You could have fell into that. You got caught with your ID in a school. Right. But there was a moment where every time that there was a decision to move or to leave Orlando and go to JUCO.
Whoa. I got it now. Okay.
When feeding faith over fear determined an outcome in your life for the better.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're saying now.
Not when did you find God?
This is... No, not when I found out, but
you know what I'm saying?
I'm picking up what you're saying now, because I found this out because I've always feared God more than I feared anything else. That makes sense? Like, I've always feared God more than anything else. So anytime I got in a situation and a fear came up that I'm taking to him at a young age, I remember sitting in that gas station. Did you want to even cross the street to go to this gas station? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to even go in this house with this group of people?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've always asked God, like I have. Like that's what God was so driven into my heart at a young age
mm-hmm.
that's what saved me, to be honest. I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, anytime I ran into a situation where I knew it was going to be a consequence that wasn't in line with what God, I ain't doing it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was something that I think I could do and it won't be that much, being a kid, like, hey, I bet you won't go jump in that wishing well to take money out of there. Watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I did that. Like, but also I'm not gonna get jail time for taking money other than my mom being embarrassed and I'm having to leave Splendid China down in Kissimmee, an hour away from my apartment complex where my mama worked 3 different jobs, 30 minutes away, had to get on a city bus to come whoop my ass.
Jail time.
Literally, you know, so, but just those little unconscious decisions that I have made where it wasn't as big of trouble, where I got in trouble, what would that look like had I done something where I know I'm gonna get in trouble? I ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that fear of God that I had in me at so young of an age, I don't want to say sheltered me, but it kept me out of the certain situations that I had gone through in my life, 100%.
So let's fast forward to, you know, we meet, we're out of college, you know, we're down to one car. I'm still in school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to class. I'm going to go serve tables, and you are running to work. Mm-hmm. You are running to go bag groceries, because I think people can see, you know, Shane and Roy now, and it is such a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, we are in this together, the grind, you know. There's a lot of beautiful parts, but raising kids got a lot of hard parts.
Absolutely.
The work, we're in a market that it's like, it is always a struggle, but we're doing it together, and trying to persevere together. Take me back to, you know, we're newly together and you're running to bag groceries, because those are the things that people don't see. You know, an overnight success, but they don't see all the bazillion of nights and days you're running to make $7 an hour, or whatever it was at the time, $7 an hour. $7.25 to bag groceries. Take me back to that, Roy, running from Flat Creek to Food Lion to now 3 children, because talk about perseverance. I mean, first of all, talk about the will and the drive that you were running 2 miles to work for $7.25. I mean, we were scraping for the apartment.
But living the dream.
Take me how those moments that has been so hard, but it was all a part to live the dream. The challenges are a part of living the dream too.
It was what I had to go through. I feel like everybody in life has something that they have to go through. In order for you to learn and grow, you have to, I don't want to call it fail. I don't want to call it less of anything, but you have to take a hard turn. What word am I looking for? You have to go through the mud. If that makes sense.
Because regardless, people got to go through the mud.
Absolutely.
You either choose to go through the mud to get something better, or you're going to stay in the mud.
Right, or you can go around it and get it and lose it. And that's what my goal wasn't to do, was to go around or redirect or not face anything, right? So at that time, I had a lot of compounded problems because I never really loved football. I only played football because I had anger, and then found out, oh, well, damn, you're good enough. You got a football scholarship to go do it. Okay, well, cool. I'll keep doing it. Like, you know what I mean? So it was always a go with the flow type of thing. But knowing that I wanted a family over anything else, And I had a girlfriend at the time who had a dream, who wanted something. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I had what I wanted. I got a daughter that I got to take care of. So all I need to do is make sure she got a roof over her head, I can feed her, and that's it. I wasn't a good husband or boyfriend or whatever that. And none of that was great. You get what I'm saying? Like, me being a dad wasn't great, but I got what I wanted. So now I have to try to figure this out. So at all costs, I'm going to do whatever we got to do to make it work. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to pout. I'm not going to sit on the sideline and let somebody else do all the damn work. Okay, well, I got to make something happen too. Well, at that time, you was running doubles and you was the breadwinner. Like, she waiting on the table, like, you was making a good living. At that time, at your age, you know what I mean? As right after teenagers, whatever. But
I was 19 probably.
I knew I had a job just like you had a job. And my job was to be able to produce what I could produce at the time, which I look at that now, and it was so weak. Me choosing to go bag groceries when all I had to do was reach out to another teammate of mine about a different business decision or a different business that they own, that I could join, a construction group or whatever it was. But at the time, it was more comfort, not the running piece, obviously, but that's what drove me, was the fact that I knew I had to be here for you and Journey, no matter what, and I can't be all fat and out of shape and bent. So instead of me catching the bus, hey, I'll just run to work every day.
I just think that speaks a lot to someone's character.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, running 2 miles.
Mm-hmm. With no shower at work.
Bagging them groceries, stanking.
Mm.
But those moments is what set every single, like everything's a stepping stone in everybody's life. Mm-hmm. If we could just see the challenges as also a stepping stone and learning, because people were waiting in line to have you bag their groceries. Mm-hmm. And then you get promoted to market or to, cutting meat. Mm-hmm. And then you get promoted at a different industry doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. And people wanting to see you. Right. Even when you got to Ferguson selling plumbing supplies, every single position, you have done it 100% in order to grow to the next position. Mm-hmm. What about, and this is something that, we've had conversations about, where you feel like you've always been late, as you say. Mm-hmm. You get into football and you get all the way up to this point, and the running back position kind of goes a little. Mm-hmm. You get in real estate a couple of years ago with me, and baby, the interest rate's sky high, and baby, everybody stopped. Right. You get into plumbing sales,
and the bonuses,
and then the bonuses go away. Right. It's not been like weeks after. It's literally as you do, God ends up stripping away something. Mm-hmm. What do you feel that's for? Because there's a lot of people, it feels like it's too late, it's never going to be them, breakthrough ain't coming. But like, man, if you look back at the history, you have had one thing after the other be too late, yet you still conquered those positions.
For number one, the sole purpose of why we live is to serve. That's the sole purpose. I mean, you go back to Jesus. He lived to serve. So I've always had a live to serve mindset. It's never really, growing up with my father, and I'm not lying, you go to Orlando and you ask who Elroy Harris is, I'm pretty sure a lot of people gonna know who that is. I mean, he did a lot of great things there. So did I. But being a child of somebody who everybody knows, this could have went one or two ways. I could have been the snotty, bratty child that always had my nose up and it's all about me, right? Or I can stay who God created me to be and keep serving no matter what situation I'm in, because I have been on top and I still serve. You know what I mean? just, I always wanted happiness when somebody left me. Like, I feel like I didn't do my job if you weren't happy when you left. Meaning, if I didn't lift your spirit, if I didn't change your mind from being in turmoil to being on top. Like, I've always had a mind, a positive outlook. You ain't never gonna get nothing negative out of me unless you're talking about the Florida State Seminoles or something like that. No, I'm kidding. But
do you feel like this is where humor rolls into your life?
it is, and it's a part of who I am. It's just, that's a piece that I kind of missed the bus on as far as the entertainment piece.
No, you
but
didn't.
it's no. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shoot,
to go
you
and conquer it as a career. Like, I never thought to conquer it as a career back then. It was just who I was. I just wanted you to have a good time. I wanted you to enjoy this experience. To know that the next time that you around Roy, you know what? I ain't got to worry about nothing. He's going to be all right. He's going to keep me happy. You know what I mean? And that was the whole mindset behind that. I just want, no matter what, if it's buying groceries, if you getting a ticket, one of the best lessons that I've heard from a cop friend of mine, Smitty, how does he approach car doors? Well, think about being a cop. If you're approaching a car door and you the cop, right? You don't know what kind of day this person is having that just got pulled over that know they about to get a ticket, a $200 ticket, right? They ain't happy about that. So how do you approach their car? Calm, peaceful, agreeance, make them laugh, make them happy. And he's what? Asheville Cop of the Year. I don't know, let me lie on camera, but he's won a lot of awards just because of his character, who he is, and how he approaches people. You get what I'm saying?
So it's about how you approach the situation.
Oh, absolutely.
May not be what you want it to be, may not look the way you want it to, but if you approach the situation with a certain mindset.
With an open mindset, not closed. The problem with life that we live today, everything is so closed. Or think about it, innocent until proven guilty is the same. But that is not how the United States of America works. It's guilty until proven innocent. Makes sense? Think about that. Every time somebody look at somebody, it's like, not every time, I can't say every time, but majority of the time that you see these situations happening, people are guilty before they even get a chance to say anything or do anything. You're guilty. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be innocent. And that's how I look at it. When I meet you, if I hang out with you, the last thing that's going to be on my mind is me thinking negatively about anything that you do. You have to show me negative. When you show me negative, that's when I start doing this, And that's just how I'm built. That's how God made me.
Well, I want to give people hope who are in situations that, not the best, not that anybody has this perfect upbringing, but I mean, you were in situations where you was like, you know what? Dealing drugs is just not for me, right?
Yeah.
And there's people who feel stuck in this because it's the only way that they see to provide. But there's other avenues. It's going to be hard, might be harder, might not be comfortable, or nobody in your family may understand, right? Because you're trying to grow outside of these boundaries. But like, you've had situations where you knew you were meant to be on the track of doing something different. How do you not freak out during freak out moments? How do you stay calm knowing, I mean, there's so many stories that I know that not, everyone's not going to know tonight, but like, you stay calm.
When you just said that, something rung a bell. So back when we was way little, we were jitterbugs, sorry, children.
No, I mean.
We were at my granny's house, Liz, Carver Shores, and the police kicked the door in. And when I say lights went out, lights on guns went up, and it was about 7 of them. Get out on the ground. And then I'm talking about, I'm like 7, 8. Patrick, Montoine, Trap, Patrice, and some other kids. Like, it's just kids in the house. And my granny sitting in the living room. And they hit the door. And that moment was where everything slowed down. Because I remember vividly, I can still see it. I was sitting in the den, you know, old 1970s homes. I'm sitting in the den and I got a view of the door. That's another thing about me too. I don't know why, but I need to sit where I can see the doors, the exits and whatnot. But I can see everything, and I saw the door kick in, lights and guns come through the door. And in that moment, my little cousin Patrick, who was probably 5 at the time, hit it. Went through the door, went through the back door, hit the fences, and was gone. Nobody could find him for an hour. I mean, he was gone. Like, while I sat and I just watched. And I was calm. I remember that. Like, I remember just being, I don't want to say deer in headlights. I was a deer in headlights. It was just, rather than freaking out, crying, screaming, it was a freak out mode of.
So do you feel like when you're freaking out, you're calm? And when you're calm, we should be actually freaking out because you're freaking out?
Correct.
Okay, now that I know that.
But it's not as simple as that, because at the end of the day, calmness brings it's soothing. So if I'm freaking out while you're freaking out, you're going to freak out 10 times worse.
Do you feel like that's pressure you put on yourself as the man? I got to stay calm?
It does. It is. But that's a part of who I am.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's not like I'll pick and choose when to stay calm. Like,
no.
You know what I mean? Like, I have to keep calm.
Listen,
because
15 years,
I don't keep calm. Trust me, bitch. Both of us would be like Barack Obama and, gray. Like, we'll both be gray if we both freaked out. Like, we both do freak out. But, yeah, that upbringing, I would say majority of that upbringing is what keeps me calm. Listening to some of the things that I had to listen to growing up is what keeps me calm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm also a person of common sense, which a lot of us today, we just don't understand what common sense means. Like, common sense ain't saying, oh, that's a yellow crayon, but it's red. No, it's red. That's common sense, right? No, common sense is have an innate ability, awareness of, okay, bitch, that's just stupid. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, don't stick your finger in the socket. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? Like, I can't explain that part of it, but that's more of what I'm getting at, is just use is it the frontal lobe you're supposed to use, and the men use the back or something like that. But yeah, use the front part. Like, don't even think about it. Like, just let me stop, because that's gonna get nowhere. Because I'm like, I can't really explain the common sense piece that I have, and that's what I apply to everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? No matter how Michael Jordan was, all he did was dribble a basketball, pick it up, and put it in the hoop. What else did he do? So why do we make it so hard? You get what I'm saying? Why do we make life so hard? Think about it, because what somebody else told you this experience is going to be like, when you go through that experience, you add those pressures that they put on you. Oh shit, you better be ready for this SAT test. Well, I'm telling you, I got a 940 when I took it, man. It was hard. Like, blah, 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 blah. Building up this is hard. Like, you know? Like, oh, there's Will Smith. Oh my God, there's Beyonce. Like, hey, dude, they put on their drawers and pants just like you do, dog. Just relax.
Okay. I was going to ask a real estate question, but I don't even know what to ask at this point.
Ask it.
I was going to end it because we're getting so long here.
Okay.
All right, so little boy from Edenville, Florida. Now here you are. We're in Charlotte, running a real estate business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got through so much to get here.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have?
Know your role.
Know your role. What?
Meaning, know where you're at. Just because this is where you're at, don't mean this is where you're gonna stay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's levels. Just like a video game, it's levels.
Mm-hmm.
Just like anything, that it's always gonna be levels. So you got to know where you are, where you stand at that particular moment, and learn as much as you can learn throughout that process and apply it to what you do in your way.
Right.
Not somebody else's way. Just because you do this way, don't mean I need to do it that way.
Right.
Make sense?
So growing our real estate business and brand has now led you to be on the course.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes fishing, but not like it used to be. So now that you're on the course, what are your goals? I know you're out here networking. I know you're out here connecting. I know you're out here trying to get better at that game.
Mm-hmm.
But what are your goals when it comes to the golf channel, when it comes to chipping and chirping, when it comes to growing the Harris legacy in a way where it's smarter, not harder?
Mm-hmm.
What are your goals?
You ready? Building the kingdom. At the end of the day, that's what my goals are. Glorify God's name in everything that I do. Because at the end of the day, nothing that I do is about me. Like I told you before, like it's not about me. It's about God and what he gives us every day. You get what I'm saying? So when I'm actually on the course, my objective, obviously, yeah, you want to shoot a great round. You want to score great points. But if this person was just having suicidal thoughts 2 days ago, and now he's playing with me on the golf course, guess what? I got a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
I got to show you how important your life is. I got to show you what you're going through right now isn't it. You are more. If you want to quit life, be my guest. Free will, do what you got to do. But at the same time, think about how many people you're affecting, even if you think that nobody is going to get affected with your decision. But no, I mean, when I'm on the golf course, I'm a person first. They're a person first. Whatever they're going through, bring it to me, because this is what I'm here for when I'm on the golf course, to build God's kingdom.
There's so much, I don't even know. This is just going to be a little bit of history about Roy. But baby, it's hard. It is hard.
What's hard?
Trying to raise children, trying to support children, trying to grow them and raise them and train them up, trying to run a business to provide for them, trying to find our own husband-wife team, try to find our individuality, making sure we're all staying on a faith foundation with so many distractions, swirling around. It's hard.
It is hard.
And I'm grateful that we've been through a lot.
Oh, yeah. And we ain't done going through it.
Oh, I know.
That's the crazy thing about it is.
I'm grateful that, yeah, I'm grateful.
No, I'm grateful too.
Chipping and chirping.
Coming to your living room.
Coming to your living room.
Hey.
Hey,
Like, comment, subscribe.
Chipping.
The Shana Lashay Show first. Then come on over to Chipping and Chirping. Let's book something together. Let's get out there and let's discuss the greater good over 18 holes.
At the end of the day, we are people connectors.
Yes.
We are servants. And then you put us together and it's just.
And I know I hate to do this because I know that's the end. But Pastor preached on this weekend. You got a sower and you got a reaper, right? Sometimes your job is just to sow, and that's your job. that God gave you. Some of it is just the reaper. And all you do is reap what everybody else sows. But at the end of the day, you got one to fall back on that gave you that opportunity. And are you going to give it to him? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Love you.